Hey,
good evening, everyone. My name is C-Note. I'm your host, C-Notes, UK Roundtable, and good evening, everyone. I would like to thank everybody for joining us tonight on podcast. I have two hosts tonight that's going to be joining me. I have UK boss lady Sha Ames and founder of NATTIEMAEPRODUCTIONS, Sha Ames. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining in.
And my third host, recording artist, Lady Sparkles.
Hey, ladies. Let's get us hours. Get in the corner.
So everyone, we have a very special night tonight for the ladies out there. Hey, enjoy. Sha Ames.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to thank everybody for joining in on the UK Roundtable tonight. So tonight is going to be special because everybody knows, if you don't know, March is Women's Month. And I wanted to honor 3 of the most phenomenal ladies that I know. Okay, so the first one is going to be NIKIA, DASHIELL. Miss Gold to Glitter. Okay, then we got Maria Davis, the Queen of Harlem.
That's how the Queen's way, right?
I do not want to mess up my third host's name, so please let me say it right. Please let it be ALTHEA.
ALTHEA.
I should have just went with Miss Stevens. Right?
No, please do not call me Miss Stevens. That is somebody's mother. No, I'm ALTHEA. It's fine.
ALTHEA. I got you. It's ALTHEA, so I got you. So listen, tonight I want everybody to just grab a seat, get a glass of wine, and like I said, when you hear from these 3 phenomenal women, y'all gonna just be like, we definitely have to sit there, honor, and celebrate them. So welcome to the show tonight.
Welcome, ladies. Welcome, ladies. Well, I want to first start with our first special guest on the Lock and Key Roundtable, NIKIA. Sorry, my bad. NIKIA.
Okay.
Hi, Miss NIKIA. I heard a lot of beautiful things about you as being a so you got to give our audience a little bit of your background of you becoming this entrepreneur.
Okay. So I do morning videos in the morning. And I start off with good morning, friends. So being that it's this evening, I'm gonna say good evening, friends. I'm very happy to be here. Definitely blessed to be here. It's nothing like sitting amongst or being amongst. Sorry, Mr. C-Note. It's ladies' night.
Thank you.
But being amongst a bunch of other beautiful queens, so I'm happy to be here. As far as being an entrepreneur, I'm 34 years old, years young. I became an entrepreneur. I first started my entrepreneurial journey with hair. In middle school. I actually, to be honest with you, I'm structured with so many different things. I just like to use all of them. And doing hair happened to be something that I really went to first. I was good at, but I really went to first because I used to be bullied in middle school. I could always draw. I knew I could always do like these artistic things and stuff like that. I've always been different, always been extra. But I went to hair because I used to be bullied. And I really didn't say much about it. My mom worked in the school system, so I didn't really, but what I did was, instead of look at it like, oh, they're bullying me, what happened was I started taking clients in 6th grade. And what I ended up doing was I was doing so well at doing hair. A lot of people that used to bully me became my clients.
So let me ask you a question, because this is quite interesting, that for you to be bullied in middle school, and middle school would be like maybe like what's that, 8th grade or something like that?
6th,
right?
7th,
8th. 7th, 8th, right? So was you being bullied because of how your parents was, as far as like your hair?
I was being bullied because of my difference. It took me to get about high school, maybe college, high school really, because I became a stepper. Right. I could dance. So that's what it was. Like, I'll never forget a short little snippet. I'll never forget, I used to have this I used to wear bell bottoms, wide legs in middle school. It's funny because what I used to be laughed at for then is trending right now, and to me it's old.
Right.
I agree. I agree with that.
I used to have this jacket. It was a place called City Trends. My mom used to take me clothes shopping or whatever, and she just let me get what I wanted. And there was this, you know how I saw Missy Elliott with that, you know, I can't stand the rain, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear trash bathing school, so but I wanted it. So she took me to this place called City Trends, and it was a metallic, almost looked like aluminum, little half puff jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it really did look like aluminum, but I wore it to school and I was confident. I loved that jacket, but I got picked on so bad. My name became aluminum, all kinds of stuff. But in my head, I was Missy.
That's right.
Right.
That's how it is.
I say all of that to say, like, I started my entrepreneurial journey because it helped me build my confidence, to be honest. Because where I was being bullied and it didn't feel good, it hurt. But my mom was working in the school system, so I always looked at it like, I don't want to distract my mom and what she does. You know, she's so good at what she does. She works with other students and stuff like that. I don't want to, you know, I flipped it and made it a positive thing. And where I was being bullied, you know, now those kind of clothes and stuff like that I used to wear, I sell now and they buy it. And this is, I've always been me. That's always been my difference. So it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like everybody wake up, you know.
Creativity. That's what it is. Creativity. And you found creativity to get away from the negativity.
Right.
So within that your journey, are you happy where you are right now within your journey of from then to now? Is everybody like sweating you? Like, have you seen these bullies in your middle time? You know, what they say now? Like, I know it's like a mouthful.
I'm absolutely happy where I'm at now because, like, where I'm at now, I could not be where I'm at now if I did not have if those bullies had not crossed me then. It's all about a mind state with me. And I've always been a happy-go-lucky, positive person on the inside. I love to make people smile. It's not fake. It's just hi. That's what you get from me. And I had to realize it's not me. It's them. So I took it and I used that in knowing that and added that to make my marketing what it is, to make my brand what it is, to make me stand for what I stand for, because I am a walking, talking billboard. I am my brand. And where I have Rich Girl Couture now, it's literally about being rich in spirit. My bullies motivated me. I don't think people realize, like, you might not forget those kind of things, but you use it. I took it and I used it.
Right.
To help fuel me, to get me through my journey. And that's how I got to where I am, because everything I do is about who you are on the inside, not about who you are on the outside. It's who you are on the inside is reflecting really who you are on the outside. And I always wanted to make where women at one point, I always go back to middle school because it was middle school. I couldn't stand this. But where a woman once at one time made me feel bad, my only goal is to make women feel good.
Right.
What I'm getting from you, you never had low self-esteem at all.
No.
And you really didn't care about those bullies at all.
Nope.
So it's a difference. It's a difference when you say, you know, the bullies is what motivated me. For some people, bullies don't motivate them. They not be strong-minded, but with your case, you were strong-minded, period. You didn't care about the bullies, you know, bring it on, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a gift that most people, students, kids don't have.
Absolutely.
Mom, and didn't tell your mom.
Yeah.
No, you didn't want to do, you know what? You didn't care. You didn't care about
that's what it was. I knew in my mind.
Confining your mom because it was like, whatever.
Yep. I knew my grandmother. My grandmother. I would call my grandma every single freaking morning. She lived in New York. I share the same grandma. I would call my grandma and be like, "Grandma, such," and she would just be like, "Nikia, you gonna be somebody when you get like, don't worry, you know, you've always been just do you."
Right. And,
you know, that pushed me on top of my mother being an absolutely strong force of what listen. I've been blessed. I've been blessed because my mom is a very strong woman too. So, you know, it's really about a mindset. And like you said about some kids don't have that. It's funny that you say that because I like to work with kids, and have them dance. I was a coach of the step team in high school, and I did that because I wanted the young girls, and I had some guys up there too. I wanted them to be. I saw my mom work with children, and she has a passion for it. And I used to always hear the kids say, "If it wasn't for your mom, man, I don't know. Listen, where I would be. Like your mom really." And it was like, wow, I really got some of this from my mom because I really want kids not to be out here like having babies that moms not to worry about where they're at. You know, right now you got to kind of worry about where the children are at and what are they doing, who are their friends. And their parents really confided in me, and they had to get good grades or they couldn't do what they want to do. You can't dance. They want to dance. You know, they want to do TikTok. They want to dance. They want to dance. They want to be seen. But you can't do that if you can't bring good grades. You can't keep grades up.
That's right.
So it ended up turning out to be an absolutely wonderful journey where it could have been a really off the chain.
I have a question. So basically, you had the support, you know, of like positive women in your life. And so you were able to fall back on them, you know, to, I guess, reaching yourself and just become stronger. And you was able to just basically, you didn't care what anybody else said to you, because you had the people like most important to you telling you you're special. And that basically helped build your character.
Absolutely. And then I saw you. I tell you all the time, like I saw Shy was moving like
that's
and then he came out with the book, and I was like, listen, okay, this is where it comes from. I get it now. I'm in the right spot. And then it just was from there. Like, really.
Well, Nikia, I definitely commend you on, you know, being strong, that strong child, because back in the day, now these days with the cyberbullying and bullying, it's crazy, and a lot of kids are committing suicide because of that. So definitely, I commend you on just staying strong. You ever heard of the sticks and stones may break my bones, but no one can ever harm me. And like I say, you definitely you did what you had to do, and look at you now, you know. And I know a lot of people look at you now and say, wow, look at her now, you know, because it could have went another way, but you had that support, and I commend you on that, definitely.
And I thank you. It also comes from the parents play a very important role as well, because I use that with my two now. And it's basically about, you know, the world is going to do what the world is going to do on the outside, but on the inside, as a parent, and you see the difference in your child, or you see these things, you don't make them run away from it. Embrace it. It's nothing wrong with learning from your child. I learn from mine all the times. That's what helps me continue with my journey as I do. That's what makes it so great. Like, I learn from my children, they learn from me, but you have to be open-minded to doing that. And I had that. And I'm glad I did, because this one might have been saying such and such and such. Inside the home, it was, girl, if you're gonna do hair, go to hair school, girl. Go ahead and do it. You know, I had that, and parents play a very important role in that. Very important role, because then it doesn't matter what nobody says on the outside.
Absolutely.
Was your dad a part of your life too? Your father was a part of your life?
Oh, yes.
Was your dad a part of your life?
Oh, yeah.
See?
Yes.
It doesn't, but it really does.
Yeah, it does. It does. In fact, I was just talking to him before I got on here, and I've actually gone up to New York, and I'll never forget. He took me down to Times Square, and he was like, "One day you gone," and like that meant everything to me. It was like, "Dad." I'll never forget that. That's priceless.
Definitely blessed.
Yes.
We are not family, but you don't fall too far from my tree.
Right.
But you don't fall too far from my tree, and I applaud you for the Black queen that you are, because you are a queen. I call it steps.
Thank you.
Princesses, then you got the queens, then you got the empress, and then you got, you know. So I applaud you for the Women's Month of March, for being very encouraging, uplifting, embracing your creativity, going for what you want and what you think you need and deserve, and also just embracing that love and joy to give other people that positive outlook of it. Because right now, in this time and day, the world revolves.
Yes.
It revolves.
Yes.
But when it's evolved, it's coming more worse than it was then.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. So continue that positive journey. Don't let anyone get in your path. And I would like to see some of your work.
Oh, I'm wearing something right now.
Wow.
She said about
bangles.
Those are nice. Those are nice.
Show us a little bit of what you got, hon.
Bling bling.
Nice.
Those are nice. I like those.
That's clothing, right?
Right. I like those.
This is actually a the Rich Girl Couture box, like the packaging.
Right.
And it's very significant to the brand, because
nice.
At the bottom I know it's a glare, but it says unlock your inner rich.
Yeah.
I love glitter and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted it to be when a young girl opens it, I wanted it to be, because it's filled with all this glittery stuff. I wanted her to open it, and once she opened it, she literally feels everything before she even puts on what she puts. Because it's not about what you wear that makes it's here. Rich Girl Couture is about being a rich girl in the inside. Your spirit is rich. So when you unlock this, there's a lock on here. When you unlock it, you lift it up, you're unlocking yourself. You flip it. I'm unlocking me.
Girl, go.
This stuff doesn't make me. I make what I'm wearing.
Go on, girl. Sell it, girl.
Listen. I'm gonna just. I actually experienced what you're saying because I actually, I ordered something, and when I got my box, and I opened it up, it was all this glitter stuff and everything, and I mean, I was just like, oh my god, I really felt like it was like a rich girl. I mean, all this glitter and stuff, and I was just so excited. So what she just experienced, and she said, I felt that. So you're right. It really made me feel like, wow, like all this glitter was coming out and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is amazing, So I definitely have to say that was good marketing.
Right, absolutely.
It was taking the little girl that was in middle school and how I felt. And my goal was to make sure another little girl never felt like how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
So when I put that glitter in there, she instantly, what girl don't like glitter instantly makes you go instantly, no matter what, it makes you go.
Right.
So, and that's what I want.
They call me Sparkles.
I
say you don't fall too far, baby girl. Positive. It's like it got me all hyped, but that's what I am. I love it. I have to look more into this couture. Rich, your package, the whole. I need to really see what you got in them boxes. I got you. Right now, my brain is going, because I'm all about that giving.
I'll show you one of the.
Right, show us, girl. Baby, y'all okay over there?
And see, these haven't even dropped yet.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's nice.
Oh,
that's nice. Wow.
Yeah.
I like those.
I have to put in the order after this is over.
Now we have like the line of shades, and then I have, well, I can't put it on, but the clothes are literally everything is glitter, like the rhinestones. There's a couple of,
and you don't have
nothing
on hand.
I have said,
you have nothing on hand to show me. See, now I'm gonna have to make a day.
I do.
Well,
Give me out.
Quick. I want to see the clothes. Because I probably rock that in one of my videos. Sparkling, yeah. Come on now, she got to sell me.
Are you ladies okay? Oh yes. I already see it. Oh yeah.
Now this is a romper.
Lady Sparkles, that's for you, Lady Sparkles. I can see you in that.
Look at her.
Definitely see you in that, Lady Sparkles.
Right shoes for it, girl. But let me pull out the shoes. I mean, we ain't got much time, but I got the shoes. Oh yes, let me see.
Wow.
Oh,
this is an actual.
That's nice.
This is a lot of like the quality is a lot of what like the celebrities wear. I've actually sent clothes to a couple. I don't post it all the time, but yeah.
That's nice.
You have to. You don't have to just keep that quiet until the stuff's got the bus. Then you'll be like, put out. I like what I'm seeing with the clothing.
Right.
Definitely, I would like to stay in contact with you. Definitely.
Okay, so NIKIA, tell the audience how they can reach you. What's your social media?
You can reach me on I'm on Instagram a lot more. A lot of people on Instagram, but you can find me at Beauty and the Beat. It's at BEAUTY, the letter N, the Beats with a Z on the end. And then my Rich Girl Couture is Rich Girl. It's with the U, you got to drag the U, girl. Rich Girl, and then it's _ couture with a K.
Nice.
Like it. Now, one more quick question before we go to our next guest. The jewelry, what is the quality of it? Like, does it turn colors? Is it solid where, if I happen to get caught in the rain, it won't change? Yeah, because I'm all about, that good quality jewelry.
I sell both the real and the I sell gold, like gold field. The gold field, I tell all the time, I'm like, it's not real, but if you take care of it, it will last. Because I've had I love gold.
Right.
I love jewelry. But if you take care of it, it will last. I wouldn't recommend wearing it, bathing, going to sleep in the bath, type stuff with it, and think it's gonna last. But it is a very good quality. I literally have had to argue up and down sometimes with customers, and they'll be like, "You sure this not real?" And I'm like, "It's not real. Like, you're not gonna make me say it's real. It's not real."
Right.
But it's got that shine and the weight too and everything. It's a very good quality. It is.
Okay.
All right.
So much.
Nikia, thank you for everything. Very great story. Great story.
Very.
Thank you guys so much. I'm so appreciative of being here.
Thank you.
And I need one of those boxes.
Okay.
I got you.
After,
oh man.
Now I don't. That's your business. That's how you make your money. So I'm not asking you for a free box. I'm just asking you where I go to purchase a box because I'm supporting you.
Oh, nice.
That was beautiful.
I appreciate it so much. Oh my gosh, I love real, Queens. It will be on my website. I'll make sure I send the link to everyone because I would definitely like to have everyone's information to send a little goodie bag out.
That's nice. So let's thank you so much. The story was lovely.
Yes,
Definitely.
thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for bringing a little glitter and gold to the to our show. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
So I just don't want to leave out the other two guests because they are definitely phenomenal and we need to hear their story too.
Right.
So the next one I like to bring up is Thea. Did I say it right? Please tell me I did.
Yes, my head shaking.
I said it right?
Yes.
Thea, I got you, girl. I wasn't messing up this one, but listen.
It's okay. Listen, I'm easy. I'm as long as it's respectful.
But I don't like messing up people's names, But listen, so my apologies, but let me explain something to you. When I met her, I didn't even know who she was. And then I heard a friend of mine saying, who she was and that she was a candidate running and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I said, I really, and she was basically running for the Bronx. And I said, you know what? Nope, we need to sit there and get, especially women. And this is, to me, this year has been the year of women. Like women have been taking over. I'm sorry, Cino. You gotta sit this one down.
It's true.
From you know what I'm saying? From Kamala Harris to, it's just like the principal. I mean, not the principal. The
school chancellor.
The school chancellor. A woman. So we got some powerful women. And guess what?
I would like to emphasize Black women. Like it's a difference. Like we gotta.
Of course. Well,
we don't have to be afraid to say it. We have to say it.
I didn't want to say that.
Right. You gotta say it. It's okay to say it. It's not like
people get offended. So I just
it shouldn't be offended because let's be clear. It's been Black women. Like let's be clear. Kamala Harris is a Black woman. Ms. Porter is a Black woman. Black women saved this democracy. So I'm not afraid to say it. When we showed up and showed out at that polling site to ensure that Trump wasn't in office. And so I'm not ashamed to say it. And we continue to show up for this country. So I'm not ashamed. And they could be they should be offended. They should be joining us and supporting us because that's what we do. We put this country on our back and we move us forward. So Black women have been saving this country since the start of this country.
Right. So this is why she's running for the city council and the Bronx District 16. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what made you decide that's what you wanted to do.
So hi everybody. And I won't take up a lot of time because I'm not a long-winded person, but and I know most politicians are, but I'm not because I'm not a politician. But I started my journey. I've been in youth development for the last 20 years, working with young people and kids and doing advocacy and teaching families and people in my community on how to advocate, how to hold elected as accountable and all these things. And literally about 2 years ago, I was doing a civic engagement workshop with my young people. And I'm like, y'all need to vote. And this is what we need to do. This is how we're going to hold people accountable. And they were really like, Miss, nobody cares. Like, I don't know why you're always talking about this voting stuff. Nobody cares. No one's ever asked us to vote. And I'm like, I do care. And just me being who I am, like, I don't give up. So I'm like, no, this is why I need to do it. And it just kept going. And they was like, Mish, you really need to run for office. And I'm like, me? I'm not running for office. That's crazy. Nobody's doing that. Like, I work with y'all. I work with kids. And they were like, all right, Miss. So I started like talking to my friends and was like, you know, my kids were telling me I should run for office. And they all was like, yeah, we want for you to figure this out. And that's really how this journey started. I mean, you know, I sat and I was talking to people and I sat and meditated. And, you know, God told me this is what I needed to do. And so I started this journey. And originally I wasn't thinking about running for city council. I was thinking about other offices. And then my really good friend, who's my mentor, she was just like, you should run for city council and you should run for this seat. You live in this district and this is a historically Black woman seat. So all of you who don't know, in the Bronx currently, there's only one woman, and that's Vanessa Gibson, and she's a Black woman, and this is a historical
another powerful Black woman.
Wow.
And for me, that's important, right? Like, out of all 8 city council members, they're all men. And so it's like, no, we need to keep the seat as a woman. In city council currently, there's 53 members. Only 13 of them are women. It's crazy.
We gotta change that. We gotta change that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Even right now, there's 5 people in the race with me, and they're all men. I'm the only woman. And for me, it's important. Like, I can't lose this seat. Like, to me, that's just that's non-negotiable. Right. Women can't lose seats in city council. We need to be gaining them. So I've been out here just working super hard, making sure my people knows what's going on, and being involved. And I mean, I think I come in with a very different perspective because I've always worked with young people and I've come with the CBO perspective and a very different lens. And so when I'm having conversations with people, they're like, oh my God, you're like so real. I wouldn't have thought you was this real person. I'm like, well, I'm not a politician. So, you know, but this journey has been great. You know, I'm a person who loves my community. I love my people, and I'm just going to fight to make sure we get everything we deserve. You know, COVID-19 hit the Bronx hard. And for me, we need leaders who are going to be in council that's going to make sure we have a real recovery plan. And I believe that's me. I believe that I'm a fighter, and, you know, I'm going to make sure we get everything we're supposed to have been getting anyway. Right? Like, I don't think we're asking for anything that we don't deserve or shouldn't be getting already, but we haven't been getting. We've been getting the short end of the stick. So for me, it's about fighting and to continue this fight and continue the work of Vanessa Gibson and Helen Foster, Helen Foster was the first Black woman elected in the Bronx, right? You know, Vanessa Gibson is her predecessor. So for me to stand on the shoulders of these giants, it means a lot, which means I'm going to work my ass off to make sure that I know not only am I making my community proud, but also making them proud, because all of the work that they've done and groundwork for me to even get here.
Right.
How further do you think much work needs to be done for the?
What do you mean? In which aspect? In my election or in the community?
In the community itself, because
listen, we have a lot of work to be done, right? Like a lot of work. Like let's not like get it confused, right? Like, especially in the Bronx specifically. In my district specifically, in District 16, we have the highest rate of homelessness, the highest rate of young people in transitional homes. We have the highest rate of, you know, and this is something that I hate, and people say it all the time. We're the poorest congressional district in the country, you know, so we have all of these things that's already stacked up against us. And for me,
I'm sorry. She's been working hard to have equality amongst our she's been working really hard to have equality in the budget process, but it's just been really hard. So for me, it's like, how do we make sure that our CBOs have money? How do we make sure our education system gets up to par? And because I'm a youth development person, my focus is really about how do we make sure that our kids have programming and have money in order to thrive and be successful moving forward? And how do we have wraparound services for our kids?
Right.
So I have a question. What do you think is the solution to getting our kids to go back to school safely? Because I know you're a single mom. So
yeah, I'm a single mom. My daughter's 21. I had my daughter when I was 16. So, you know, everybody's like, you got a kid? I'm like, yeah, she's 21. She's a grown woman.
I thought she was a little youngster.
No, 21. She's in college and she works and she has her own place. She's a really good kid. I think for this recovery process, it's gonna be hard, right? Like, one, I think we all have to be honest, and I'm a person who's very real. I think that it's been a shit show with schools, and we have to be honest with that, right? Like, schools closed down in March, and it was all rush. But then when we opened up in September, we didn't have a real plan. And for me, it was like, well, why weren't we planning while we were out? Like, we have to get to a place where we can choose at the same time. So we need to really have a real process. And part of that process is it can't just be a room full of bureaucrats in a room coming up with a plan. We need to include families, right? Because that's the other thing. They did not include parents in these conversations. They did not include students. They didn't include community members to actually have a plan. So even the way they've closed schools down, like they'll be like, okay, we're open, now we're closing again. Those things are problems. So there has to be real conversations to say what works and what is needed right now. And here's the other thing, in every community, that's going to look different, right? I think we have to get away from this thing where we talk about equality doesn't mean we all get the same thing. Equality means that this group might need more so that we can get to the place where we're all on the same level playing field. So we need to be having conversations in our community about what we need and what that looks like and what programs we need to support our kids to get back into school.
Right.
They don't even want to give those programs. They literally don't want to give those programs. So how much work do you think it would really take to get them to give these programs, knowing that they don't want to because of
it's a couple of things. I'm going to say a couple of things. So one, there are a lot of programs out there, but people just don't know about them. You will be surprised about how many programs there are that are under, like, that just have low enrollment because they don't know how to reach the people. And one of the things I constantly say is, are you going where the people at? Are you expecting the people to come to you? Because a lot of times people feel like, oh no, they just going to come here. No, you need to go where the people at. Like, if you need kids, if kids is on the corner, then that's where you go, right? Like, right? Like, and this is mentality, like, we have these programs, we can't get the kids. I'm like, it's a bunch of kids in the park. Go talk to them. How are you going to
tell them about the programs and how it benefits them.
And also not even tell them about the programs. Like, I've been youth development my entire career. So for me, it's always about, right, sometimes you got to meet kids where they're at, right? Like if that's where they're at, then you need to go there and you need to go on their level. You need to speak how they're speaking. You need to dress how they're dressing in order to get them and bring them along, right? Right. A lot of times people are like, no, that's not what it is. These kids need to straighten up. And it's like, no, they don't need to straighten up. We need to meet them where they're at. So for me, there are programs out there, but a lot of times these programs are not trying to reach the kids, or they want these kids, cream kids, right? They don't want the trouble kids. They don't want the kids who are cutting class or cursing people out. And for me, in all my programs, those are the kids I seek. I'm like, you think you bad? I want you to come to my program, please. Those are the kids I wanted, because for me, like, those are the kids who need my help. I don't need a kid who already got an 85 average and doing really well. Yes, I'm going to support you or whatever. But for me, my thing was like, I need those kids who are struggling, who don't feel like they have a person to talk to, or don't feel like they have an adult role model. Those are the kids who needed me. So I always seek those kids. And that's not the case for a lot of programs.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about Government Cuomo?
I mean, I think the reality situation is, one, I think we have to let Tish James do her job. We elected her. She's a brilliant woman, and we have to let her do her job. So that's number one. But I also believe that, there's why are we not talking about these nursing homes? People have died. Like, I get it. Like, the sexual harassment thing, that's one thing. But for me, it's like the focus needs to be on grandma is dead. She's not coming back.
Right.
Like, why are we not talking about that?
Right.
I think a lot of times we get distracted with things that don't really matter when we need to be focused on other things. But my pushback will always be is like, we elected Tish James to do her job, and we need to let her do her job, because she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it right. I mean, we started the book. Black women been saving this country since the beginning of this country. So let her do her job. She got this.
Right. Yeah. And Miss Althea, a question. What changes you would want to make, in your community, in the community for these children, or just in general, if you want to make changes?
Well, the changes that I'm making in my platform, I mean, I'm very firm on, like, housing as a human right. Like, I started out in my district specifically, we have the highest rate of transitional homes and people in homeless shelters. So for me, we have to get people into permanent homes. Like that just has to be. I think that this housing situation is overly complicated for no reason. And for me, if they're making it overly complicated, that means they're trying to hide something. So we got empty apartments. We need to get people in them and figure out how to pay for them later. Because if we are willing to
out
pay
of shelters and into apartments,
if we are willing to pay $350 per night for a family to stay in a shelter, why can't we give that family those vouchers so they can stay in their homes? It just does not make sense to me. So for me, it's real simple. So for me, housing as a human right. Like I said, I'm a youth developer. So for me, it's like, how do we get programs that really serve our kids to get them out of poverty, make sure that they are well adjusted, that they're prepared for whether they want to go to college, trade schools, or whatever. And also, you know, for me, we have real food insecurity that's in our borough, right? When the pandemic hit, you guys seen it. It's lines around the corner, people waiting online for food, right? And I mean, it's for a number of reasons. One, we are in a desert where there's not a lot of healthy food options. There's not a lot of supermarkets in my district. There are places where there's only one supermarket for up to 5 to 6 miles. So for me, we need to have more food options and healthy food options, and making sure that family has the means to pay for them. So those are like my top 3 issues.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Definitely.
So how can we help you? Like, when's the next, like, when do we have to go to the polls and stuff? Like, how can we help you?
So one, people definitely, they can follow me on social media. My website is ALTHEA4citycouncil.org. That's ALTHEA, the number 4citycouncil.org. I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and that's ALTHEA for the Bronx. I mean, for the BX. And you guys can find me on social media. Definitely look me up. I'm always looking for volunteers. My election date is June 22nd. And I'm always looking for people for support. And here's the other thing. If people have questions and want to learn about government, because that's the other thing. I've been talking to people for the last year, and most people don't know what they city council person do. They like, what? What's that? They like, I vote for president. I'm like, okay, well, you know, your city council person is in charge of the budget. They're in charge of this, like, the sanitation. They're in charge if there's a pothole out there. They're the ones who pump money into your community. So those are the people that affect your everyday life. So even if you want to just learn more about the government, or you want to see what we're doing and all those things, reach out to me. I'm super accessible. I get that all the time where people are, you responded to my email. I hit you up in your inbox and you responded. I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to. Like, of course. So like, reach out if you have questions. I'm super open. Always want to hear from the community. What's your ideas? Like, I just talked about my platform, but I'm always here to hear from community members what things you want to see, how we can work together and partner. So that's just really who I am.
Thank you. Definitely.
Thank you so much. Yes, and good luck. I already know that you're gonna definitely win the you're gonna win it. So
I'm working hard.
Congratulations now. Because I see you working hard, and just basically what you just told us about you, and I think some of the people who endorsed you. So I mean, you even got DC37, and I was like, oh, that's a win-win right there.
Check out my website. I will say this: I started out not being in politics. No one knew who I was, and the support that I'm getting is really because people see my heart. People know that I am in this because I love my people and I love my community. Because I was not the person that people thought that was. No one thought I was going to get this far. But like I said, I sat and God told me this is what I was supposed to do. And so He has cleared the path to my victory. I just got to do the work to get there. And that's it. Like, it's already been written. I already know I'm going to win. I just got to do the work to get there because this is what God put on my heart.
Right.
Well, he picked the right one.
Definitely. Okay, so our next guest, not last but not least, is, again, I said, the queen of Harlem to me. Everybody has their own opinion, but she's the queen to me. And that's Maria Davis.
Harlem, so I'm here for it. I'm here for the Harlem queen.
From the Bronx.
And Maria has been around for so long. All you have to do is really mention Maria Davis, and everybody knows who she is. But Maria, please tell us just your whole journey, how you became Maria Davis, and how did Mad Wednesdays get started. But just give us, just tell us a little bit about yourself. For all people who don't know you.
I'm an HIV/AIDS activist, a music insider, and a little into politics. I have an organization called Can't Be Silenced. And I also have a movement that I worked with Rob Love of Def Jam Records called I Am the Vote, but I have my own company called Beyond the Vote. And it's a education platform to get our people to register to vote, but understand the process of voting. And you can't get to the polls. Nothing happens at the polls unless you get there. And not only get there, but be accountable for those that you vote for. So that's finding out who is running in your community, what they're running on, what they're doing for your community. And local elections to me are just as even more important than the presidential election, because we get our money from our city council and from the politicians that represent us. And also ALTHEA didn't say you need to make donations. See, we've been a community that we have people running, but we don't support them financially. People can't win if they don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
So we can spend money on hair and nails and all the things we want to spend money on, but we don't spend money on the most important thing is our future. And our future is in the hands of the politicians in our community. So we need to not only go to her website and find out what she's doing, but we need to go to her website and make a donation. I don't care if it's $25. I don't care if it's $50. I ain't talking about 10, 15, because if you can find 10, 15, you can find $25. I'm gonna make a $25 donation to her, because we have to support, especially our Black women that are running in office.
Amen. Amen. Amen to that. Yeah.
So I grew up in the Mott Haven projects, and I went to Taft High School, PS 149 and PS 49 on 138th and Willis Avenue and 130th, and all that whole area is where I grew up. Clark High School, and so Clark Junior High School. So you know, Mad Wednesdays is about the music industry, but more important about community. It started out as a platform for Jay-Z and the 50 Cents and all these people. Then I was diagnosed with HIV, then with AIDS. Then I stopped doing Mad Wednesdays, and it came back to me that Mad Wednesdays is now a platform. It's not just about artists coming and performing, but it's about teaching them something different that they didn't know about when they came in the door. It's like church. When you come in one way, but you leave out differently. So that's what Mad Wednesdays is about, and about making people be a part of their community. Because you can't complain about something not happening if you're not doing nothing. Things don't happen if things don't happen. And so that's in our everyday life. That's in all the things that we do. If we don't make it happen, if we don't push for it, it will not happen. Absolutely. So as a member of the community, I work with Cordell Clear, district leader, 70th AD in Harlem, and I'm a county committee leader, but I am also a mover and a shaker. So I've been helping seniors these last 3 months. I've been helping seniors navigate through the portal of getting appointments for their COVID vaccines. And so that has been, you know, my mission to make sure, you know, we have people have different concerns about the virus in our community, about the vaccine in our community. People talk about, oh, they only made it in a couple of months. No, they did not. They've always been working on a vaccine, not the particular COVID vaccine, but COVID is a SARS. It's also a virus. It's a part of the flu family. So they've always been working on a vaccine. But that vaccine was very important to our community, because we lost a lot of Black people from COVID.
Yes.
And a lot of our seniors we lost with COVID. So I tell people all the time, oh, it's a vaccine. We've been taking vaccines since we were born. I remember when we got the big ass vaccine that left a big scar on our arm. Some of you might be too young to know that about that scar. That was polio and diphtheria and all of them in one. When you go to other countries and you travel, you have to take a vaccine. You don't know what the hell they're giving you, but you got to take the vaccine. If you don't want to get diphtheria, you don't want to get yellow fever. You know, you don't want to get these certain diseases when you go to other countries, third world countries where their water system ain't working right, but you want to go there to visit. You got to take a vaccine. You don't necessarily know what's in the damn vaccine because you ain't did no research, but they told you you need to take it so that you won't die when you go to those countries. We take those. Some of us, our vaccines is our medication cabinet. You take all these different medications for high blood pressure, for diabetes, for everything else. You don't question none of those medications, but you question the vaccine. So I don't have a problem with you questioning the vaccine, but you also need to question what's in your medication cabinet too. I know we don't trust the medical world. That's very true. But I want to tell you one thing. People die. That's true too. Whole lot of Black folks died. And we didn't die because of a vaccine. We died because of our health. Poor health in our Black and brown communities.
Yep.
And these are things that we can change. No, we can't change the makeup of the vaccine, but guess what? We're always on the crossword of crisis because we are reactional, not proactive. We want to fix the problem when the problem has happened already. But what we need to do is make sure that we talk about health, not only to the folks that are here now, but to our young people, how important it is to eat certain vegetables, how important water is. You don't have to buy a 50-cent soda. You don't have to buy sugary drinks. Drink water. I know we in food deserts, but you don't have to drink sugary drinks. That's not mandatory. And then your kids is all over the place acting bonkers. We get them too much sugary products. Take that money that you buy the sugar cereal, that you buy the sugar this and the sugar that, and buy some vegetables. If you can't get it in your community, you got a bus pass. I go to where the white folks shop. I'm sorry.
Because the food is fresher.
Right. Right. It is.
So if you can't get it in your community, we make everything else happen in our community. We talk about gossip. We watch Love and Hip Hop. We do all the things that don't benefit us. We can tell you about all the gossip you want to hear. But we can't tell you where a place to go to get fresh fruits and vegetables. They got all kind of farmers markets. They have all kind of stuff. When you use your food stamps, you get $2 bucks back. So instead of you getting when you use your $5, you get $2 extra. Come on now, make it happen.
They come up with vegetables. That's what they can do.
Yeah.
Planting your own vegetables and just let it grow. I remember me even being back home. We killed our chicken. We grew our fresh fruit.
Yes, fresh meat.
Yeah, that's fresh meat. You know, and she's right. You go in the white neighborhood. They got the fresh food, and what's left over from them, they send it to the poor.
Exactly. So we get the leftovers.
But that's one of the initiatives that we've been talking about, especially in the Bronx, is like, how do we have self-sustaining food, right? I tell people all the time, we can't start a revolution if we can't feed ourselves.
That's right.
Okay,
we can't be free if we don't know how to feed ourselves. So that's one of the things that we definitely are talking about, and other folks in the Bronx talking about. What does that look like? How do we have more? Right. How do we have more farms in our neighborhood, more community gardens, so people can learn how to feed themselves, because we won't be able to survive. Like, that's just not something that happens anymore. So those things are important.
Right.
It is.
And during COVID, we learned a whole lot of creative ways and things to do.
Right. Absolutely.
People got to stay in a COVID mindset. If that means the COVID mindset means you strategically be strict about certain things, you didn't buy a whole bunch of junk food during COVID. Because people didn't have jobs. When I was growing up, we didn't have junk food because my mother couldn't afford junk food. But guess what? It kept our teeth good. It kept our skin good.
Right.
It kept us strict and it kept us disciplined. And we knew about family time. We didn't have to have COVID to find out about family time. We sat at our tables for dinner every night because my mother didn't have no money for McDonald's and all that crap. You had to come home and you had 3 meals. You had breakfast, lunch, and you had dinner.
That was it.
Treatment. If you did good and you don't get that type of stuff, that would have been a special treatment. I know on a Saturday after watching Soul Train, we didn't clean and everything, but we always eating cooked food. Mommy would out and she'd be like, "What y'all want to eat?" You know, we didn't know too much about all that craziness, so I wanted to try the Big Mac. So I tried the Big Mac. Now, no. I'd stay away from red meat because red meat also is pesticide. People,
inflammation, absolutely. I'm still on the chicken hump, but I cut my chicken down. I might have ate it. I'm on this Heart Smart program with Columbia University, walking every day because I was gaining weight. You know, emotional eating. We get depressed. Nobody knew what the world was going to do. But one thing we did know how to do, I'm on Clubhouse. So if you ain't on Clubhouse,
I'm on Clubhouse too. Ping me next time you're in the room.
Yes, I have to look for you on Clubhouse.
I'm always in there yelling about something.
Yes. And we use that platform to talk to push our own agenda. Like other colored people started Clubhouse. Some of us on Clubhouse doing stuff we ain't supposed to be doing, but the smart people, well, I ain't gonna say, I don't want to offend nobody by saying that people are not smart, but the ones who have a mission and on a mission know how to use the Clubhouse to push the agenda that we need to push.
That's right.
That's about politics. I do an HIV room. I also do I Am That with one of my pastors. What's your I Am That? Speak life into yourself. Your I Am That statement that you tell yourself every morning. And then today I was on with my friend Bevy Smith and them. The room was called "What Are You Gonna Slay Today?" And my friend was like, "I'm slaying procrastination. I'm slaying doubt. I'm slaying me getting these pages written for my book." So you know, it's a lot of powerful things on Clubhouse. But even in our own right, we could create things to push positivity in our community, to push love in our community, like Miss NIKIA said. You know, like Akia said, she might be in politics, but she started with children. Nakia started with being a child and people bullying her, and that pushed her to her greatness. But in all of that, God is connected to all of this.
Yes, He is.
Keep your eye and your focus on God. God to keep His eye and His focus on you.
Absolutely.
So to me, that is the only way we are going to get out of the hell that we're in. Because people think, you know, I tell people, nobody came back from heaven to tell me how heaven is, and nobody came back from hell to tell me how hell was. So I'm assuming that heaven and hell is right here on earth. And it's what you make while you're here, it's what you do, and the fingerprints that you leave on other people, and how you make people feel at the end of the day. And that's the most important. That's the journey for each and every one of us. I don't care if you're making 6 digits. If you're making 6 digits and you walk by a homeless person, what does those 6 digits mean?
Right.
God don't care about none of that. God don't care about none of that. He want to care, who did you help? Feed my sheep. That's what He said. Feed my sheep.
Amen.
And that's what we all have to do. Everybody on this platform is feeding sheep in one way or another. Whether it's not feeding sheep through the forum that she does, but all of us, Miss Lady Sparkles, feeding sheep through what she does. But we are all, she's funny.
So, Maria, I got to ask you one question before we go. So I know because of COVID, a lot of things have changed. A lot of businesses have shut down. And I believe me, I know that you used to do your Mad Wednesdays once a month in Harlem. But because of COVID, you know, you're not allowed to use the indoor space anymore. So basically, what are you doing now to still keep active with the artists and stuff? Like, do you have like a show, a podcast, or different venues that we can, you know, still get on and enjoy the music?
Well, I'm figuring that out now because, you know, from August to November, I took Mad Wednesdays outside my girlfriend's building.
Yeah, I was there. I went a couple of times.
And that's where we registered over 2,000 people with Cardell Clear and First Corinthian Baptist Church to register them to vote. And that's where we were able to make a difference, give our hand sanitizers, masks. But in that little corner on 126th and 127th Street was magical. We changed lives. Was people a little intoxicated? Yes, they was. But I tell you one thing, they were intoxicated. But when their asses got home, they remembered, damn, that lady said something. I couldn't even be drunk long enough. She was preaching to me about what I need to do. We got to feed the community for 6 weeks. Then on January 2nd, God permitted the weather to be beautiful. We were out there giving out toys and feeding families. So I'm trying to figure out with my team, my PR team, Brand Elevation, which is Gwen Kingsbury, that used to be one of the programmers at WBLS, and Janine Womack, who was one of the musical directors at WBLS and Kiss FM and Hot 97. And so when COVID happened, well, a little bit before COVID, they got together. I was like, what you doing? And they was like, what? I said, I need a website. They got my website up. So please go visit that, www.can'tbesilence.org. Make a comment. And, you know, they've been beyond the vote. We've been doing Zoom educational forums with my good friend Teresa Hassler. She has Ratchet Politics and Hosea 6'9". She's a phenomenal sister that's doing big things, but she's not about politics. She about the people. So she be shutting folks down. And you know, we get ready to do something. I'm getting ready to do something with Grand Elevation and the Zetas on ranked choice voting, because a lot of people don't even understand what that is. I'm not understanding yet what that is. So we want people to have an understanding before they go to the primaries on June 22nd. Don't
let
wait
me know if you would like to partner. I've been doing a series of trainings. I have one coming up. I have one coming up on March 30th.
Exactly.
If folks are interested, it'll definitely be on my website, but I'm going to be having a training on March 30th, and I'm going to be doing at least 1 or 2 a month until the primaries.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm going to get with you too, Althea.
And knowing knowing who's running. You got so many people running for mayor.
But that's why it's so important, right? Even with the ranked choice voting, right? Like, you have to know who's running, because you can't just go in there with your one candidate, because you'll end up just picking people for the hell of it, and that can be detrimental, right? So it's important that people like do the research, know who's running. Like you said, the mayor race has 40 people right now.
That's crazy. That's
40 people. And some districts, like city council, they have 25, 30 people.
Yeah, in my 9th district council, I think it's like 16 people running.
Yeah, it's like 16. In the 9th, yes, it's like 16. Because someone just joined it. It was 15 and it's 16 now.
Yeah, so
we only have 5, but there's some races that have 24, 30 people running, in addition to the 40 people running for mayor. So the ballot is going to look crazy. So it's important that we're doing a big push. So I would definitely love to partner. Like I said, I have a training coming up on March 30th. And whoever wants to partner, we can definitely partner.
We have to exchange information. Shai, you have to make that happen.
Oh, you already know I am. And you know, we could go on, but it's already after 10, ladies.
Yes, guys.
This has been amazing. All this information.
Oh, wait, I gotta see I'm wearing the crown, because I was crowned Godmother Hip Hop. Given a day, the Maria Davis Appreciation Day, September 18th, by Senator Brian Benjamin. So for my contributions to the hip hop, you just Google me, Maria Davis. You can read all that other stuff.
Well, you can count me in. I'll be there.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and I do have something special for our guests today. We have our new Under Lock and Key T-shirts for the ladies.
Oh, that's
I'm going to get everybody's information and mail you. I need your size and everything. I'll inbox you guys with information so I can mail you.
I want a medium. I want a medium.
A medium?
I'll take a medium too.
Well, guys, Nikia Dashiell, Alita Stevens, and Maria Davis, I thank you. I thank you guys for joining us at the ULK Roundtable tonight with my hosts, Lady Sparkles and Shai Ames.
Yes.
Thank you guys, and you have a good night. It was an interesting story.
And we have to come back again, especially before June 22nd.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Good night, ladies.
Good luck, and God bless you all, ladies. Thank you.
You too.
Hey, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hold on 1 minute. It just numbed us up. There you go.
We good?
Yep, I'm in.